Hello, fourth grade. So, what we talked about during our Zoom this week was the pop-up chair project based on Vincent van Gogh's chair painting that I showed you during our Zoom this week. Your only job that you need to complete for this week is working on the first page of the pop-up chair. So where you can find this document is in the newly opened space module in your art course. Color is no longer open. The only thing you will see at the bottom of your page is space. So the space pretest is there, and then the space unit materials. You can take the space pretest if you would like, but it is not a mandatory grade. When you open up space, the unit itself, you're going to want to go to page 20 in the space unit, and you are going to want to scroll down through the studio time, and the document is kind of hidden. So you have to click on step 1 in order for the PDF link to pop up for you. When you scroll down, I'm on my computer right now just making sure I'm telling you exactly the right thing. You're going to see steps. You're going to click on the orange bar that says step 1, and it says print the pop-up chair activity sheet. So you click on pop-up chair. You're going to see 2 pages. You can print out both, but you're only going to be working on the first page today. The first page looks like this. It's got the chair on it, and you're going to print that out, and you're going to do the following steps. You're also going to need colored pencils today, a regular pencil, and a pair of scissors. That is all you're going to need today. So, the very first thing you're going to do after you print out your pop-up chair paper is you're going to cut on the dotted lines to kind of frame this chair out. All right, so now that you have your paper cut out, it doesn't matter if your edges aren't super great. The next thing you're going to do is start designing. So you're going to need your pencil, and what you're going to do is you're going to design a pattern in the seat of the chair. You can look up on the internet different chair seat patterns. You can leave it blank and just color it in. It's really up to you. The chair pattern I like to do, since it is resembling a wicker chair in the Van Gogh painting, is I'm going to draw one X inside of this frame, and I am going to make straight lines going to the center of the X, just like this. All right, once you have the design and the seat of the chair finished, you're going to move on to the floor design. Now in Vincent van Gogh's painting, he does a red brick floor. And as you saw in my example, I also did a red brick floor. Actually, here is my example to show you. It's not popped out currently, but eventually what we're going to be doing is creating a 3D popped out chair that looks like this. See, that second piece of paper is going to help us really make this look 3D. So there's my chair. As you can see, I did the same pattern here, and I have my red brick floor. You can do brick, it doesn't matter, but the only thing that you need to make sure of is that you are not putting anything in between the legs of the chair, because this portion is going to pop out and it's not going to be the same as it was before. So we want to make sure we leave that blank. We don't want to do anything right there. So you can use a ruler if you want to make sure your lines are straight. I personally don't need a ruler because I'm pretty good at making straight lines. But if you want those nice straight lines, please use a ruler. And you're going to want to make paneling like this, whether you're doing brick or anything else. If you're doing tile, you can make squares. If you're doing carpet, you can make texture. It's entirely up to you for what flooring you want to have for your floor, I guess. I'm gonna leave it just like this because I'm gonna, you know what? I'm actually gonna make it into brick or paneling or something, but I'm not gonna be super fancy like I was for my project. But I want you to make sure that you do a good job for yours because you're gonna be turning this in for a grade. So I make bricks by just putting lines in between these and making sure they connect. Nothing too crazy. So there's my brick floor. Once you have your flooring done, you're gonna move up to the top portion of the paper in the background, and you're gonna draw two things in your background that tell me something about you. So in mine, I drew a portrait of my two dogs, Bagel and Sushi, because I love them and I own two dogs. So that tells you right there that I love my dogs and I own two dogs. And then the second thing I decided to draw was an easel with a painting on it because I'm an artist and I like to draw. In my painting, I drew some objects that I normally like to draw, which is stars and moons, and I made wispy lines and clouds because those are things that I like. So I added things that I like because I want to be able to convey something about myself. So I feel like these tell something about myself pretty well. I'm going to use the example I did during Zoom. So up here, I'm going to draw a painting of my favorite food, and if you can guess it, my favorite food is are tomatoes. I love tomatoes. I eat them literally every day. So a portrait of a tomato I think is very fitting for Miss Kern. And I also used to play softball when I was a kid, so I'm going to draw a bat leaning against the wall and a softball, and I'm drawing it big because softballs are bigger than baseballs, and maybe a mitt too, I don't know, because we have mitts in softball. Not very good at it, but there's my softball here. So there's two things right there that tell you something about me. You could do, you could draw football gear if you like to play football. If you like to play video games, you could draw like your Nintendo Switch or your Xbox One. If you like to play outside or jump rope, like draw the things that are your hobbies or the things in your life that bring you joy, like family members, animals, food, anything. Just a few things that tell me something about you. I need two things, but if you want to draw more, you are more than welcome to do that. You can also design the wall in your background as well. I leave it blank because I do not want to take away from the focal point, which needs to be the chair. So when you look at it when it's done, you want to bring everybody's attention to the chair. So if you make your background too crazy, the chair is going to get lost in all of the lines and things that everybody's trying to look at. So once you have all of this drawn, you are ready to color. So what you're going to do is you're going to take colored pencils and you are going to start coloring in your picture. All right, then once you're done coloring your picture in, I want you to go back in with a black colored pencil or a black marker, and I want you to outline all of your pencil marks. So you can see how my picture looks right now with just the pencil. I want you to see what it looks like once I trace everything in black colored pencil. Okay, now it's finished. Do you see how it looks so much different just having outlined all the pencil in black? It made everything stand out a little bit more. The bricks are way more visible and emphasized. So I really, really, really need you to do this when you do yours. Please make sure that once you're done coloring, you go back and you outline all of your pencil in black marker or black colored pencil. And this is all you need to do for this week. Once you have reached this point, you can put this aside and save it for next week. All right, thanks guys. See you later.